With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series fires things off here in the desert. That's right, the desert sun beating down on this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval track all day long. You can see track temperature 91 degrees. Driver's gonna be slipping and sliding after a much different season opener down at Daytona International Super Speedway last week, where we seen Ron Shute take his very first victory of the season and become the point standings leader coming into tonight's race here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the all-in 125. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside as drivers begin to get out there in this 5-minute qualifying session. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get rid of that track information. You know where you're at. You know how it's about to go down. Who's going to grab the pole position here tonight and get one step closer from walking away from the track with the Showgirls and the trophy in hand? A lot of infield festivities coming to a wrap, closing on down. You can hear a lot of the fans beginning to get into the track, into their seats. Qualifying has begun to put down some timing and scoring laps. Jason Stewart gonna go top of the speed chart. Quick time right now here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway belongs to the Toyota Camry, and oh no, Jim Ott, Toyota Supra I should say. Jim Ott and Jason Harrison, they're gonna jump up in front of them with their Camaros, looking sporty here. Two very familiar names, usually very fast, and once again fast here from Las Vegas. Harrison with a 30.259. That's going to grab the pole position for the time being, just about 2.5 minutes into this qualifying session, and we are about down to the nitty-gritty. Looks like there's close to about half of this field already with a qualifying time. 12 drivers on the speed charts. Still got to yet see Don Kidder, Nick Hunt, Brandon Freeze, Andy Starcher, Gary May yet to put out a time lap just yet. And I believe Starcher may be up there in the race control booth here tonight. We'll have to keep our eye out there on that. Darren Clement in the 32 K&N sponsored Chevy Camaro. He had a little bit of a rough go last night. He's having a much better evening tonight inside of that 32 machine. Clement goes top of the speed charts. Quick time now belongs to Clement, 32.20. Tommy Haynes out on the track. Let's go down trackside. What do you say, race fans? Let's get you a little bit of this qualifying action. Haynes going to go fourth with his first time lapping that Van Hoy sponsored Chevy Camaro. Chevy's topping out the top 5 positions on the track, and there's a fast for Justin Gann, fastest in happy hour. Look for him to try to snatch the pole. Crossing the line second time around, Tommy Haynes does not go faster. Let's check in with the Ayers iRacing. Oh, and he's not going to go faster after smacking it off the outside wall. Justin Gann hits the outside wall. That's going to end his qualifying attempts. We'll jump back now with the Toyota Supra, piloted by Chad Osborne. He's going to slot in 20th with his first time lap. Slowest on the grid so far here tonight, but watch out for the very quick second lap. Just 30 seconds now remaining here in this 5-minute qualifying session. Will the Mobile 1 Supra slot a little further up through the field? 20th first time lap. Where's he going to shake down this time around? And no, he's only going to move, well, he's going to move back one position as Brandon Freeze breaks in the top 20. Osborne going to finish qualifying out back in the 21st and final finishing position. We'll step back away from the track for just a moment with the final 5 seconds rolling off, and Darren Clement going to grab the pole position here tonight. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, head trackside for the national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Backtrack side, and are you ready to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Let me hear it out there in the stands. All of you joining us from around the world, watching on your laptops, tablets, cell phones, whatever it may be. We do appreciate all last week here tonight again. On the track, Tommy Haynes, Michael Mueller, Josh Weinrich all round out your top 10. Jim Ott, tough go for him at Daytona. Red Tucker also struggling. He finished outside of the top 5 last week. We're trying to see. Looks like we may have had an issue out there on the track. Oh my goodness. It seems like there may be some trouble, race fans. Let's see. And oh no. We're going to have to go to a quick commercial break. We'll get things sorted out. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And it looks like getting those situations fixed up, ironed out, field already around. We're going to go ahead and fire things off here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pole sitter Darren Clement brings them to the stripe for the first time, and green flag flies here in the all-in 125 for Swift Motorsports. BUTTKICKER, silver, back, next. Evolution's Xfinity Series drivers jockeying for a position already. You can see a little bit of resetting of some of these paint schemes here on iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. Jim Ott just in front of Jason Ayerson. Justin Gann looks to the inside of the 44, down in turn number 3 and 4. All nose to tail here, top three drivers, a lot of drivers all over each other. We'll jump around the field just a little bit, give some more focus through. Oh, and it looks like we've got some drivers doing some landscaping down there. Mike Rominger going through the grass just a little bit very early here tonight. Oh, and trouble, big trouble. Trouble on the speedway. Oh my gosh. Big time caution here tonight. A lot of drivers caught up and involved in this one. Oh man, we're going to have to go back and see about this one. I'm not quite sure who it was. Try to watch, see if we can't catch another glimpse at this. Go back to the replay. There you see the 29 down on the grass. That was just before this caution, so keep your eye right here. He comes back up on the track. There's Jeff Gluckner to the inside. Oh, and just up the track and into the tail end of the 49. That's going to stack things up. Stephen Ayers Jr. caught up and involved in this one in that 62 machine. Looks like Chad Osborne, possibly John Peel. There you can see that 7. He's beaten and battered already here tonight. The 21 of Brandon Fries and his Ford Mustang. That solar machine with some heavy damage already. So quick caution here tonight. Caution being brought to you by Breezy Acre Dairy Farms, one of our sponsors in a previous season, coming on, being an associate sponsor once again this season. So we do appreciate them coming back. But big shout out, tip of the cap to our title sponsor, BUTTKICKER. Feel what you've been missing, BUTTKICKER. A lot of great stuff over there. I mean, if I were to begin to talk about some of it, I'd probably spend the whole evening talking about the different products that they have and how great the product is that they do have. If you're wanting to really get a feel for your gaming, head on over to BUTTKICKER. That's right, feel what you've been missing. So caution flag flies here on lap, I believe we had just crossed the line to take lap number 2. This is when the first caution flag flew, so Darren Clement still going to have that top spot. Jim Ott, Jason Ayerson, they'll swap second and third position around amongst themselves. And with a little bit of a... well, not a little bit of a small field. We still have over 20 drivers on the field here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Few names not in the field, though, here tonight. Josh Weinrich not here tonight, and a handful of others that were there at Daytona mixing it up on the first race of the season here. And these drivers going to continue to try to get the job done, keep it rolling, if you will. Gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough season. Looking down through the point standings right now, Ron Shute, Brandon Fries, Jason Stewart, Justin Gann. Those are your top 4 drivers. John Peel rounding out the top 5, and it's a who's who from there on back. Tommy Haynes, Jason Ayerson, Michael Mueller, all inside of your top 10. Pat D actually rounds out your top 10. Pat not here tonight as well, so a handful of drivers, as we mentioned, still missing from the speedway, and they're going to miss out on a handful of points. Look for the point standings to get quite a bit mixed up, with drivers already missing one race very early here. Very quick seasons at that with Swift Motorsports. Only 15 races in total for these drivers to see if they can prove they're the baddest on the track and walking away with a season championship. Gann hoisted the trophy last season. Will he be able to do so once again? And it looks like, where is Justin Gann? Looks like he may have, where did he go? He went to pit road. Sneaky, the 30 down to pit road in his Ayers High Racing Paints sponsored Ford Mustang. He's going to go ahead and top off for the fuel Only a 5-second stop, so just fuel inside of that 30 machine. And we should see the one to go this time around, getting back to green flag racing action here very shortly. Field going to get stacked up double file, ready to go back green flag racing after a very early caution here tonight. Called out quite a bit of drivers, about 5 drivers in total called up and involved in this early mess here tonight. There you can see the prime time 42 of David Elliott just to the outside of Jason Ayerson in his Dragons Inc. 44 Chevy Camaro. Chevys dominate your top 6 spots. iRacing pace car ready to duck on off. We'll get set to go back green flag racing this time by Boss Man with the flag in hand. Drivers stand on the gas and green flag flies for the second time here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Drivers going to make their way down into turn number 1. Looks like clear-cut advantage for Darren Clement. Try the inside lane, and yes, they'll go side by side down the backstretch into turn number 3. Still fighting side by side through turn 3. Turn number 4. Through the front stretch into the trial. There you have it. Darren Clement still going to lead that lap. Jim Ott very close to grabbing it. They'll stay side by side racing for that top spot. Darren Clement is looking to keep it. Jim Ott very fast. He's looking to take that spot away. Looking back at Jason Stewart for a brief moment. The 14 moving up on the speedway. He's gained a position or 2 since the drop of the green flag. 3 to be exact. Nick Hunt also up 3 positions in the run for Ott has stalled out. He'll slot back in behind Darren Clement, who's turned in the race's fastest lap. Last time by, just about 2/10 off of what his pole position time was. But the time in qualifying, 30.220 last time around. Clement turning in a 30.45. So a lot of race pace out there tonight for a lot of these drivers. Checking in with John Benders. I tell you what, we do have one of those onboard camera shots. Love it when we get to go on board. Let's jump down inside of the 42 now of David Elliott as he makes his way around the track right behind the 14 of Jason Stewart. Take a look back off of the tail end of Elliott's car, driving that prime time machine with the pins. Toyota Supra, Nick Hutton right behind him. Tommy Haynes, John Windish, and Gary May round out your top 10. Stacked up at the front. Darren Clement is beginning to step back away from Jim Ott. You can see them just off in the distance. Jason Ayerson has a rear view mirror full of Todd Cray, the 22 machine, making some moves in his Infinite here at Paradise for Pets. 22 Camaro. We've seen Cray be super fast last season in multiple series. Will we see the domination? Or not necessarily domination, but the domination on the stopwatch, the speed charts, week in, week out. He was one of the drivers that was setting the bar. Cray looking to turn his season around after a dismal start at Daytona. He's just going to sweep that under the rug and kind of forget all about it. Cray back inside the top 5, back in a familiar spot. Jump around a little bit again. Watch that 56 Texaco Havoline black and red machine piloted by John Wimbish. He's one of the few Ford drivers in the field here tonight. 4 Fords out there to be exact. We've got 2 with some heavy damage and trouble tonight. Looks like Stephen Ayers Jr. and Brandon Freeze, both of those blue ovals, they were caught up and involved in our first and only racing team here tonight. Next up in line, sitting in 13th, man on screen right here, Justin Gann. He's trying to make some moves with some fresh tires and a full fuel tank. He's going to look to the outside now, try to see if he can get around that 54 of Jared Lipster. Lipster all over Gary May. Gary Wells right there as well. Lieutenant May goes to the top of the speedway. The Mountain Dew throwback machine having a little bit of struggle with the pace coming forward. That's going to let Gary Wells by. Wells making it work in the 33. There you can see him, that black and blue Camaro working off of turn 2, halfway down the backstretch. He's going to pull Lipstruer and Gann around the track. Step around just a little bit forward on the track. We'll keep our eye right here with the 00 of Nick Hunt. That Toyota Supra depends. Guard your manhood. Sponsored machine. Love that sponsor. Week in, week out, it's one of my favorite to talk about. Yeah, I mean, the sponsor speaks for itself. I mean, that's it. And how about Tommy Haynes inside of that 17 Van Hoy Construction sponsored machine? He's got his Camaro heading back in the right direction. Lost 2 positions from where he started tonight's race. Look for him to try to break back inside of the top 5. Jason Stewart in his Toyota Supra. There you can see him in the 4X sponsored machine going around this track. Final driver inside of the top 5. I hear you out there in the chat, Alex. Find that clean air, but clean air is going to be a tough thing to really find and manage here. You may get a little clean air on the entry, but through the center of the corner, if you're on the high side, you're going to get gobbled up. You've got to be middle or bottom to really make some moves, because there you can see right now the 17 is under fire. Tommy Haynes, Nick Hunt going at it. That's going to be 6th and 7th on the speedway. And see, look, I mean, it's that simple. Leaving that door open on the bottom of the racetrack, that's really dangerous. But if a driver doesn't turn down early enough, he's not going to find enough clean air to keep the momentum up through the center of the corner off. You really got to get that forward bite out of these corners if you're going to want to pull that inside pass. Otherwise, it's all a timing. When you time it right, you get a massive run and a great jump down in the corner. Look for drivers to set up passes a lap, possibly even 2 laps in advance. Watching that battle still between Nick Hunt and Tommy Haynes. Haynes flirting with that outside run. He's going to make a big move to the inside of the raceway now. Haynes looks to take the spot away from Nick Hunt. And you've seen that run off of the corner. That was set up about almost a lap ago. And here comes the crossover attempt out of Nick Hunt. Can he get it in turn 1 and 2? No, I don't think he's going to get there. Up the track goes Tommy Haynes. He's going to try to keep it in the Larson line. Big launch off of turn 2. He's going to clear without a doubt. 42 now, David Elliott. He's going to battle with Nick Hunt for the 7th and 8th position on track. Elliott trying to take 7th away. Looks like he's going to do so on that high side. John Wimbish now looking to follow through, and just behind them, Justin Gann makes his way on scene. Darren Clement leading the race by half a second. And it looks like Chad Osborne brings the 5 back to pit road after early trouble here tonight. That car struggling to keep pace out there. Looks like they may be trying to fix that damage up just a little bit more. Justin Gann looks to the inside of Nick Hunt, who seems to be struggling with some long run pace here. 22 laps into this 125 lap event. These drivers have a long way to go, yet still over 100 laps to decide tonight's race winner, but you gotta already be thinking about strategy. You gotta already be eyeing pit road in case you want to come really fast and catch a lot of these drivers out not paying attention. The undercut could be big here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at this bunch of cars. These drivers all going at it. Justin Gann, Nick Hunt, John Wimbish. There's David Elliott, Todd Gray, Tommy Haynes, all right here within striking distance of each other. Just the top four that have broken away with any kind of significant difference or advantage. In trouble for the Mobile 1-5 Toyota Supra. Looks like Chad Osborne has called in a night crew chief calling the car back to the garage. They're going to go ahead and begin to pull down the big box and head to the hauler. Tough night here tonight under the sun. The all-in 125 Chad Osborne out of tonight's race. And Jess, I haven't forgot about you. How you doing out there? Glad you can join us as always. Pleasure seeing you week in, week out. Glad to be with us once again here. And hey, Todd, looking good here tonight. Much better showing than what we've seen last week at Daytona. I think by this point in time at Daytona, Todd was already in some big time trouble. Off of turn 2, how about the gain by Gann? He's still down 2 positions from where he started tonight's race, up in the 4th spot, running 6th right now, but keep in mind, he's one of the only drivers that came to pit road under that first initial caution, besides the drivers that were caught up and involved in that caution. So he's got 3 lap pressure tires, 3 more laps worth of fuel, and he's really able to dice his way up through this field. You can see a lot of them right there. 5 cars all under a blanket back in the background. John Wimbish leads Todd Gray. Nick Hunt and Mike Rominger all round out your top 10. We'll jump around the speedway a little bit. Why don't we go back to this little 5-car battle real fast. Keep an eye right here for a second. Darren Clement, not much to say at the front of the field. The 32 has stepped away. He's got a half a second advantage over Jim Hunt. He got himself about 0.3 of a second over Jason Ayerson. Top 3 really stepping away from the field. Over a second gap from Ayerson back to Stewart. So I think that's the key. If these drivers can somehow shake a driver out of a draft here or there, I think you're going to begin to see a little bit of that separation as we begin to see a little bit of separation with Jared Lipster, Gary Wells, Gary May, John Peel, Ron Shute, all with a little bit of a struggle with the pace here. Those 3 cars all lined up with each other. Lipster, Wells, and Elliott all right there running with each other. David Elliott, the last driver in that first little pack. They're starting to break away from each other. There's John Wimbish. You see him slowly start to shake Todd Gray from the draft. Rominger going to go to the inside with his Chevy accessory-sponsored Camaro. Look for a spot on Nick Hunt. Not going to get it just yet. That's a spot on the track, 9th and 10th to be exact. Who's going to shake it down? Who's going to grab it? Looks like Nick Hunt is going to yield the position for now, and Hunt going to fall back to 10th as the 54 of Lipster brings his Toyota Supra down to pit road. Ron Shute, next driver in line, back in the 16th spot. A little bit of a rough go here for Shute as he's been to pit road, involved in a little bit of extracurricular activities, if you will, side by side now between Rominger. Sorry, I for some reason I wanted to say that was Lipster, but he's down on pit road. That's why I paused and I hesitated for a second. I was like, wait a minute. But Mike Rominger takes the spot away from Todd Craig. And here comes Nick Hunt. He's going to look to the inside as well. Look for Hunt to try to steal position late in this green flag run. See now trouble as these drivers begin to separate themselves from each other. Gary Wells right there. He's lost the draft just a little bit. Driver behind him, Gary May. He pulls the Mountain Dew 10 down the pit road. So there's going to be a big gap back behind Wells all the way to John Peel. That's 3.8 seconds of a difference. Why don't we jump back up on the racetrack a little bit further up? Catch a battle between Tommy Haynes and Justin Gann that's beginning to come to a heading. Down on the bottom of the racetrack goes Gann. He's going to slide up a little bit on corner exit. Haynes gives him plenty of room to get up the track. Jason Stewart liking what he sees in his rear view mirror, and that's drivers battling with each other. Jimon closing in now as Darren Clement has went to pit road, so that's going to give us our first official lead change of the night. Two race leaders, one caution flag as we work our way into green flag pit stops here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Looks like Jim Hunt, Jason Harrison all come to pit road. Tommy Haynes also, as Justin Gann, he's going to stay out on the track, become our third different race leader here tonight. And remember, Gann, he's not stretching the fuel here. He came down to pit road under our first caution, first and only caution, and topped off on fuel. So he's got a little bit more in the tank. This is an all-out regular run for him, and he's looking to hopefully make up a little bit of time with some of the clean air off out in front of him. Last time around running a 32:30, so still very close to those qualifying times with the majority of the double O gonna pull the pit road. Nick Hunt comes for tires and fuel. Gonna stay with race leader Justin Gann for the time being. He's got 7.8 seconds over John Peel. Ron shooting right there. Another 9 seconds back, 16 seconds overall back behind your race leader. And that's gonna about do it for drivers on the lead lap as Nick Hunt in his pit box. The left side tire's going down. He's down and away, but Gann has put him a lap down as well. So just your top three out on the track, still on the lead lap. Justin Gann, John Peel, and Ron Shute all battling for a position on the track through a little bit of a mixed up green flag run. And Gann's on the binders. You can hear him. He's going to come to pit road. A little bit of tire smoke. Did he get slowed down in time? Was it enough? We're going to keep our eye. We'll keep our cameras right here with this man for the time being, because I believe Ron Shute is going to go ahead and come to pit road this time around. Very slow on the speedway. Shute on to pit road. Darren Clement down the back stretch, looking to head off into turn number 3. Right sides are down. Left side up in the air. Left side's on. Gasman shaking his head. Down and away goes Justin Gann, but he's going to give up that top spot. So playing it long has not worked out for the driver inside of that 30 machine. Darren Clement goes back to the point. That's going to give us our third lead change of the evening here tonight amongst 3 different drivers. Besides an early race incident back on lap number 2, we have been clean and green for the last 36 laps here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And all in 125. Big gain from Clement through the round of green flag pit stops. So we see more drivers making their way off of pit road onto the apron. They'll rejoin the racetrack. Jim Ott off in the distance, over 2 seconds behind your race leader. Mike Rominger now in a little bit of a, I was going to say the danger zone, but not necessarily a danger zone. We've got drivers with a little bit of damage up there running to the high side. They're going to move right on out of the way. But Stewart right there behind A very fast 17 of Tommy Haynes, who was battling, I believe, that is the 24 of Jeff Gluckner, who is listed off the lead lap. Gluckner was caught up and involved with that first race incident that we had tonight. Still out there soldiering. You can't fault the hustle. You can't knock it right there. Gluckner looks to grab a few extra spots. Already a quarter through tonight's racing action, and we have found ourselves worked through one round of green flag pit stops. Darren Clement regained the race lead. Jim on back behind him. Jason Harrison in third. Fourth place now to the 54 of Jared Lipstra. Rounding out the top five, the 17 Vanoy Construction Camaro, piloted by Tommy Haynes. Jason Stewart and Mike Rominger, David Elliott, Justin Gann, and Gary Wells round out top 10 as we cross the line. Lap 42 now underway. Brandon Fries is going to get by Stephen Ayers Jr. That's going to be for 19th position. That happened about 3 laps ago. We're keeping our eye on the tail end of the field, trying to see what's going on back there. And Todd Gray has gotten by Gary May for 13th position on the speedway 2 laps ago. So Gray a little bit further through the running order than what we're typically used to seeing him. But you got to remember, consistency king here. We did see a season champion crowned without going to victory lane last year. I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong out there in the chat, race fans. But Sean Kozier last year in the Performance Truck Series, my memory serves me correctly, he walked away with the championship trophy with only 2 top 5s, but 7 top 10s. That's a half of the races all slotted in the top 10. Consistency again, king with the Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. 4 race wins last year. 4 season champion, your defending 2-time season champion, Justin Gann. Victory lane 4 times, 7 top 5s, 9 top 10s, so that's more than half of the season with a top 10. And that's what you gotta do. That's how you gotta get the job done and set yourself up with a shot at the championship. Gann now makes some more moves. He's back up to the 8th position, looking to go by the 54 of Jared Lipstra up on the high side. He's gonna run into some trouble. Looks like the 29 of Rominger running the same line through. Rominger going to go up the track through 1 and 2. He's going to have the run off of 2 and look for Gann to try to utilize some of that draft. Nick Hunt and Gary Wells going side by side. That's 10th and 11th on the speedway for now. The advantage goes with double O of Nick Hunt. Wells going to fall back to the 11th spot. Rominger still right there trying to make it work on the high side as Gann looks to the bottom. And you know, we're going to go up here. He's quite a bit away, so it's not quite a battle, or we'll talk about it at least. Keep the action right here on your screen. Last night, Darren Clement jumping in the special Arch Edition Busch Light Machine. And by, I believe it was lap number 8, his night was done out of the race last night when we were at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Performance Truck Series here in Swift Motorsports. Tonight, turning the tables, turning it all around, and that's how quickly you got to have that kind of light switch mentality to turn it on when you're on the track. Just turn it off and leave it alone when you head to the next racetrack. Darren Clement doing a fine job managing everything here tonight. 1.6 second advantage over Jim Ott, who has the same distance back to a very fast 44 of Jason Harrison. All of those drivers have stepped away. Harrison has himself about a 3.5 second advantage over Tommy Haynes, and Justin Gann round out your top 5. Gann looking to make his way by and has done so. Now Tommy Haynes and Jason Stewart fight it all out with Mike Rominger in the 29 right there tucked in behind him. That's going to be 5th, 6th, and 7th on the speedway. You know, I thought maybe we'd see those tires really come into play for the driver inside of that third machine, Justin Gann. We'll take a look at Gann real quick. Let's say, what do you say we ride around the track one good time, huh? Well, let's go inside of the car here with Justin Gann piloting the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Ford Mustang. He's going to look to the bottom of the speedway. Don't look for it to be much of a fight here, as Gann's going to pull that pass off without any problems, and he's going to now have a tall task at hand. He's going to have to try to run down those top three. Taryn Clement, Jim Ott, and Jason Ayerson rounding out your podium spots as they run right now 52 laps into this 125 lap event. And who's going to walk away with the checkered flag here in the desert sun? We'll have to wait and see for, what is that? Somebody do the math. Dave can't math. 85-ish, 45, 85, 70, somewhere in there. It's something with a 5. We'll jump back out of the car, watch a few drivers go around the track, and we continue this long green flag stretch. We have seen one green flag pit stop already take place, working our way about halfway through our next fuel run. So look for these drivers to come to pit road in the next 10 to 12 laps here, which I believe with the fuel mileage right now, it may be drivers have to work at least another 2 times. You may not be able to make it from there, so you may want to stretching in 3 wide. Ooh, boy. There we go. The 14 of Jason Stewart, a little bit loose. Tommy Haynes right there. The 28 machine down on power, down on his luck. Ron shoot to the outside of the racetrack. A little bit of a drag, though, for that 17 of Tommy Haynes for a brief moment. That allowed him to close back in on Jason Stewart, who's going to stay at the top of the speedway. They're running for a spot at the bottom of the track. Still not much to be said at the front of the field. Clement still out with a sizable advantage over Jim Ott. Ott just kind of hanging out right there in that second position. He's got himself 1.3 seconds out in front of Jason Ayerson, who's got 1.6 seconds over Justin Gann. Gann, one of your fastest drivers, lap in and lap out. Last time around, he was almost 0.3 faster than your race leader. So Gann has found some pace late in tonight's all-out 125. Side-by-side racing action. 14 of Stewart, 17 of Haynes at the top. Here comes Rominger looking just behind him. 29 going to drop to the bottom of the speedway through 3 and 4. As now that 14 of Stewart looks to have the advantage going down from turn 1 into 17 of Haynes going to fall back just a little bit. Rominger right there still within striking distance. And how about a tip of the cap to Stephen Ayers Jr. in the 62 machine? He could be sitting on the couch already here tonight after some heavy contact involved in that first incident on track here tonight. But he is still soldiering on. That's what it's all about. That's what could end up putting you in or out of a championship spot, or being able to advance in a championship round. A point. One single point can make or break your entire season. And that is why it is so deathly important to all of these drivers trying to get out there and stay out there as long as they possibly can. Stephen Ayers Jr., first and only driver listed 2 laps down to Ron Shooter 28 machine. We've seen him just moments ago. He's listed as the first driver off of the lead lap. We'll jump back to that battle between Jason Stewart, Tommy Haynes, Mike Rominger. You might as well go ahead and include the 42 and David Elliott in this one. Off of turn 4, coming right back at you once again. Across the start-finish line, we'll begin lap number 61 as they head back towards turn number 1. Down into 1, in through the center of turn 2. They'll make the exit and head back down the backstretch. There they go, right into the screens, coming right at you here from Charlotte. That's where we were at last night. Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Speed shot right here in turn 3. Great camera shot right there, I must say so myself. Drivers all going to snack up and work their way back down into turn number 1. Still running the same way they were. Stewart leads Haynes and Rominger. About this, what's going on at the front? We're gonna go check in at the front if you don't mind. Yeah, let's get up there real fast. There you can see that K&N sponsored 32 of Darren Clement, and he's starting to have company. Jim Ott right there, closing that gap, closing the distance. We've seen it up over a second and a half at one point in time. It is now down underneath 1 second, almost down to a half a second. Gary May in the 10, he's going to go ahead to pull to pit road. He'll be the first driver to begin his second round of green flag pit stops here as we work our way down into turn 1, lap number 64. Now underway, drivers just past the halfway point. They're going to pull the pit road. Race leader Darren Cumming going to give up the top spot to Jim Ott. That's going to give us another lead change here tonight with another driver for leaders for lead changes. Jason Ayerson, Jason Stewart, as well as Tommy Haynes, Mike Rominger. They're all going to round out your top 5. They're all going to stay out on the speedway. Clement joined by Gann, Wells, and Cray. And whoa, little bit of moment there as Jim Ott was trying to get to pit road. Jason Ayerson coming in hot and heavy as well. Jason Stewart, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. That's going to give us our 5th different race leader, 5th different lead change of the night. And Tommy Haynes right there, and then Van Hoy Construction 17. He's looking for the top spot. How long will he keep it out there on the pit road? You can see Darren Clement just now coming off of pit road and working back up to speed. Ayerson, Ott, and Windish, they're all in their runs for their service. The 14 comes to pit road. Tommy Haynes, Mike Rominger, David Elliott, all to pit road. What does this 7 of John Peel do? Peel right now listed as the 5th driver on the track, but if he stays out, he's going to inherit the race lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to be our official 6th different race leaders, 6 different lead changes here tonight. 7 lead changes, I apologize. Darren Clement back onto the lead lap. Jim Hunt, Justin Gann, Jason Ayrson, all back onto the lead lap. All the way back down to David Elliott in the 42 machine, running in the 11th position. And we're going to get a little bit more drivers on the lead lap. Looks like John Wimbish, Gary Wells, and Gary May all able to get themselves back onto the lead lap. Brandon Freeze, first driver off the lead lap, heading down pit road. Just over the halfway point here tonight, and we have been clean and green pretty much all night long here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the all-in 125 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker. Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series has not been a letdown here tonight. It hasn't had a ton of cautions, hasn't had those big racing incidents. We've seen our one and only caution of the evening involved a handful of drivers, about 4 or 5 to be exact. Those drivers have somewhat recovered. Some of them still struggling a little bit as John Peel going to give up that top spot. We're going to put the field back into the hands of Darren Clement at the front. You're watching and looking at the 4 of Jim Ott. That auto owner's insurance driver had a heck of a run going last night. With that top spot, and having a few other predetermined things to take care of at the conclusion of last night's race, the Performance Truck Series over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. With some already pre-scheduled post-race events taking place. Fortunately, didn't get to talk to Jim Hunt. We'll see if we can't talk to him here tonight. Justin Gann. He's back up where he qualified, up one more position to be exact, into that 3rd spot. You can see him trying to go around the 7 of John Peel. Peel is listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, sitting in that 14th position. Again, going to make the pass with a relative amount of ease. Getting up to speed now is that 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. He continues to fall a few laps down. And normally, drivers really don't want to see that caution flag fly, but drivers right now, when you're in a position like Stephen Ayers Jr., and you've still got a lot of damage that can be fixed on your machine, you kind of want a few of those cautions. You kind of want a couple quick ones back to try to fix up as much damage as you can without losing very much track time. Tonight, drivers having none of it. They're ready to head back to the casino with the showgirls in the trophy. Play on the roulette tables just a little bit before heading off to more post-race celebrations. Keep our eye for the moment on the 30 of Justin Gann. We'll jump back now with the 42 of David Elliott. Lominger right in front of him. That is Tony Haynes. That's 8th and 9th on the speedway. Nick Hunt's going to get by Jarrett Lipstruer for the 5th position. They've switched and swapped that position over the past handful of laps. Look for that battle to stay right there in the mix. Jason Stewart starts to work his way in. Tommy Haynes on his rear deck lid. He's looking for a run on the high side, heading back into turn number 3. We are right at about the 2:30 point here tonight. So what do you say we go ahead and run down some of those driver highlights and spotlights? Let's start at the front of this field. What do you say? Let's go ahead and see if we can give your driver run down top 5 on the speedway here tonight. Sitting in the top spot after snatching the pole position, driver out of Kissimmee, Florida, the Busch Ford GTR Simulator Infinite Hero Pets for Paradise K&N sponsored 32. Darren Clement shows the way. solid run here tonight for the Auto Owners Insurance. Number 4 out of Jackson, Michigan, Jim Ott getting the job done. He's going to try to get a little bit more done before checking out of the office here tonight. Can he go a little bit quicker? Can he find the base? Go up there and grab the top spot. Jim Ott sits in second. You already know the Virginia Beach native and the RB Custom Rigs Hairs High Racing Paint sponsor Ford Mustang, highest running Ford in the field. He's got his blue oval dialed up, and if that tells us anything, it means he's got some illegal parts. No other Ford running as fast as Justin. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. He made it through pre-race inspection. I mean, he's got to be good, right? Justin Gann, defending series champion, looks for a podium here tonight. Gann runs in third. Driver just behind him on the timing and scoring charts out of Carleton, Michigan. Yet another Michigander. The Dragon's Garden Pure Ink machine sits in the fourth spot. Driver rounding out your top 5 out of Florida, Jason Stewart. Walked away with a victory last night. Can he do it again? Showing a very good pace, showing some very good consistency. Look for Stewart to be a force to be reckoned with here this season in the Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. That's going to do it for your driver rundowns. We've got a tie between multiple drivers for the most positions gained here tonight. Jason Stewart, who was on screen, Jared Lipster, and John Peel, all up 4 positions from where they started tonight's race. Gary Wells, the closest driver to them, he's up 3 positions from 15 to 12. Now Wells trying to close back in on John Wimbish. Not a lot of crazy battles to speak about, but we'll jump around to what we can. There's the 17 of Haynes trying to run down Romiger. Jason Stewart right there in front of him as well. Close battle developing for second and third on the speedway. Justin Gann has run down Nick Ott. Jim Ott. Nick Ott in the Double O Depends Toyota Supra beginning to close in. And the driver in front of him, the drivers behind, are beginning to close in as well. The 42 of David Elliott all over his rear deck lid. Now there's Todd Cray. Where did Cray come from? What happened to Cray? He had himself a very long pit stop, and it looks like Todd Cray may have been popped for speeding on pit road entry. Justin Gann closing in on the back marker, and he's closing right on in on Jim Ott as well. That's going to be a half a second difference separating those 2 drivers. And here comes Jason Ayrson in the 44. He's starting to close in quite a bit. Drivers were last to pit road right around 20 laps ago, so we're just about 12 to 15 laps away from seeing our 3rd round of green flag pit stops here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in season number 4, race number 2 in the BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, you know the drill. You know what needs to be done. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers those thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or maybe even sponsors like our good buddy Jess out there week in, week out, right here supporting her favorite driver. Shout outs to Todd Gray, week in and week out. Shout out to you, Jess, for checking in once again here tonight, as well as everybody else in the chat and watching tonight on the YouTube side of things. We do appreciate you coming in and look for things to maybe get a little bit closer towards the end of this race. We've got some drivers with some long run pace. Looks like Gann has got the long run pace. Jason Ayrson has also got a bit more pace than the drivers he is racing around right now, so look for those two drivers to be a little bit faster in the closing stages of tonight's event. Lap number 88 now underway out of the 125 scheduled in tonight's official race distance, and not a lot of trouble for drivers tonight. Looks like even though the track temperature was 91 degrees when we started, we'll take a look at it. Big time cool off as the sun went down. Look at that, 91 degrees when we came on air getting ready for qualifying, and it is down to a 69 degree track. That is over a 20 degree drop on the track temperature. Not much on the air temperature. It's been about, well, it's about a 15 degree drop on the air temperature as well, so a lot of changes out here. It looks like a lot of the crew chiefs are keeping up with the track, not really seeing a lot of gains or losses out of any one particular crew. Gary Wells in the 33, he's begun to close in on Jared Lipstruer. We'll go back and take a look at this one, see how it all goes down. Wells sporting the Airs High Racing paints, sponsored on the hood of the car here this week. We'll get a closer look at this one. Look at that beautiful ride right there. Love that little bit of fade from black to blue back to a little bit of grayish black in the back. The Airs High Racing paints. Chevy Camaro looking good as the 54 of Jared Lipstruer. He's going to begin his third round of green flag pit stops. He'll be the first to head to pit lane. Darren Clement has established that race lead. We said it got close. And that was between Jim Ott, the man on screen right here, and Justin Gann, who is just off behind him by less than a second now. And less than a second back from Gann to Ayrson. But Darren Clement, that gap had closed down to right around that 1 second mark. He has since begun to stretch his legs again. Lead back up to 1.5 seconds. Haven't gone to it yet tonight. Why don't we go high above the track? I say high above the track, but we stay pretty close here with the Turn 3 drone cam. Big shout out to our good buddy Mr. Millen out there for piloting the drone cam here tonight, making the trip across country with the Turn 3 production crew. We do appreciate Mr. Milam out there getting the job done. And thank you for not crashing the drone into the track. That's a much appreciated accomplishment. And caution on the speed. No caution. We apologize. No, we're going to stay green flag racing. Stephen Ayers Jr. has had some trouble. Oh, no. Stephen Ayers Jr. with trouble coming to pit road. That's why we stayed green flag. Oh, my goodness. Big trouble for that 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. He's going to fall a little bit further through the field. Already relegated back out of the top 15 after early trouble here tonight. Stephen Ayers Jr. finds a little bit more late in tonight's race. Tell you what, let's jump to the battle between Jason Stewart and this man on screen, Mike Rominger. He's been running well all night long. There you can see the 14 Stewart just off in the distance, and behind him another battle. Tommy Haynes and David Elliott, they're going at it with each other, just about A half a second separate those two drivers. Nick Hunt going to pull to pit road this time around. He's going to be the first Toyota to pit road for the fourth time here tonight. Or third time, I should say. Yes, third time. Darren Clement and Jim Ott both break to pit road this time around. That's going to leave Justin Gann out there on the track up in the race lead, and that will give us our 9th different lead change amongst just 6 different drivers here tonight. Jason Ayrson also going to stay out on track. Jason Stewart, Mike Rominger, man on screen right here. Tommy Hayes, David Elliott, John Wimbish, all your top 7. They're all going to stay out on the track. John Peel stays out on track as well, although Peel already was listed off of the lead lap. He's barely hanging on right now as Justin Gannon, Jason Ayrson pull to pit road. That's going to put the field back into the hands of this man out front, the 4X sponsored Toyota Super. Jason Stewart leads the field once again, 10th different lead change of the night. Did you see that? Rominger, I believe that was. Oh, and Jim Ott's down through the grass. Contact between the 29 and the 4. They're both going to go off track. They're both going to get it corrected, but that is going to cost both of them a ton of time. Oh, my goodness. That's going to cost Jim Ott a ton of time. He's going to drop back behind Justin Gann. Darren Clement also running very well back up to speed. Mike Rominger, he's going to stay out on track once again. Tommy Haynes to pit road. David Elliott out and away from pit road. Almost everybody down for their what should be final stop of the night. Lap number 99 now underway. And it looks like out of fuel. Out of fuel's the call from the car. Mike Rominger's running out of gas. Take a look now at John Peel. Leading the race once again here tonight. He's led earlier. That's going to be our 11th different lead change. We went from kind of a calm night to a lot of different lead changes going on in the last handful of green flag pit stops. Rominger down into his box. Right side's in the air. Left side's right side's coming off. Right side's going on. They drop the jack head to the left side. Up in the air. Tires off. Fielder shaking that head. They're going to drop the jack and he heads off of pit road. But he's going to lose a ton of ground. He's going to fall all the way outside of your top 10 as John Peel continues to lead tonight's race. 26 laps to go. There goes Darren Clement around the outside, and Clement goes back to the point. And how about the gain by this man? I always say it, I end up saying it this way, and it always bothers me. Look at the gain by Gann. Over 1+ seconds, 1.5 seconds or so ahead was Darren Clement. Now look at it. That is down to just a half a second advantage for Darren Clement. Your race leader has got some company in the final stages of tonight's race. 24 to go. That time by. What a crazy evening already. Like we said, 12 different lead changes on this 1.5 mile track. Top 2 drivers have separated themselves from Jim Ott, and I believe that's the difference right there. The 4, we've seen him have some trouble with Ott, with Rominger, and he now finds himself 1.7 seconds behind Justin Gann. If there hadn't been that contact and a little bit of chaos right there, we got to ask ourselves, would Jim Ott be up there trying to run down Darren Clement instead of Justin Gann? Or would we see a three-car battle? I mean, there's a lot to be said, a lot of what-ifs and maybes, but you still got to keep that in the back of your mind coming to the final stages. Was there anything that I could have done differently as a driver or as a crew chief to give myself or my team the best chance at walking away with a podium finish or our best finish? And although Ott's still going to finish in a third place spot right now, he is going to be more than heated underneath the helmet inside of that machine, so we're going to stay off the air rate waves with him, let him go ahead and cool down just a little bit. 21 laps now remaining in this 125 official race distance here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. And with just 20 laps to go this time by, let's go ahead and run down your final house cleaning on the timing and scoring. 21 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 17 drivers out there on the track with just 13 left on the lead lap. Gary May listed as the last driver on the lead lap, but he is very close to being put one lap down. And as we watch David Elliott try to make his way up to this battle between Nick Hunt and Jason Stewart, we're going to keep our eye on that timing and scoring because Gann is closing in once again. Drivers coming to the line now with under 10 laps to go. Late race pace has been crucial. Darren Clement falls back to a half a second behind Justin Gann. Gann's going to begin to work his way through some more back markers. That's Gary Wells. How hard will Wells race him to stay on the lead lap? You're fighting for pride right now to be one of the few drivers that can say, I finished on the lead lap in almost a clean and green race. We've seen an early caution back on lap number 2, and that was the one and only caution on the evening. And although Wells may fight to stay on the lead lap, I don't think he's going to have the pace inside of that 33 prime time. Ayers Eye Racing Paint sponsored machine. And indeed, he's going to go ahead and fall victim to your race leader. He'll fall back into the lucky dog position. And that's going to leave us now with just 11 drivers left on the lead lap. Jared Lipscher sitting about 20 seconds behind, 25 seconds, 26 seconds, I apologize. Seconds back behind the race leader, so he's going to be in danger of being put down the lap before the end of tonight's race. And I don't know, is Darren Clement playing a little possum here? Because we see that gap grow, we see that gap build to about a half a second advantage, and then Clement kind of closes it in by 2 or 3 tenths, and then lets it build again, and then closes in again. Is he playing a little bit of possum, possibly trying to make that 30 run the tires off of his machine, knowing that he has 1 lap fresher tires? Is he trying to make that 30 again push a little harder than what he wants to? We're going to have a battle begin to develop back here around 3rd and 4th position as well. There's Jason Ayerson. He's just a handful of tenths away from the driver in the final podium spot. Jim Ott, the 4 Auto Owners Insurance machine, just off in front of him. That's going to be a very close battle as we've got Jarrett Lipscher to pit road. Lipscher to pit road with 6 to go. And with one driver on the lead lap stopping for what seems to be a fuel stop, we'll keep our eye down there on pit road. And he's going to go ahead and get some tires as well. Looks like this may be an unscheduled stop out of that 54 machine. And no, it's going to be a 4-tire stop for him here at the end of the race with just 4 to go this time by. Oh, man, this is going to get crazy good. Justin Gann and Darren Clement at the front of the field. 0.6 of a second separate your top 2 drivers. Just 0.2 of a second separate 3rd and 4th. 2 separate close battles on the racetrack. Right at the end of tonight's race, we've got drivers possibly running out of fuel as well. This is going to be good. Justin Gann off of turn 4, coming through the tri-oval. He'll cross the line with 3 laps to go here tonight in the all-in 125 for Swift Motorsports. BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series is still battling for that 3rd and 4th position, the final spot on the podium. A highly contested spot right now. You can see the Toyota Care 54 of Lipscher with those fresh tires. He's going to make a lot of headway. Look for him to possibly get himself back on the lead lap before the end of tonight's race, and it's going to be popsicle sticks for your race leader. Last time around, Justin Gann has 2 to go. And you have laid your bed, race fans. If you're not going to make it on fuel, you're going to try to hopefully coast across the line with 2 laps to go. Don't look for any of these drivers to come down pit road. And as we are halfway down the back stretch, let's jump back up to the driver making his way off of turn number 4. Back across the line, white flag comes out. Final lap here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with the 1 to go here for Swift Motorsports. Justin Gann back through 1 and 2 for the final time. Still a close battle between Jim Ott and Jason Ayerson. This battle at the front has went away. No longer a contest. Justin Gann down into turn 3 for the final time, and Gann, as long as he can get through turn 4, Justin Gann gonna cross the line first. He's gonna walk away with the checkered flag and a race win. Darren Clement gonna finish in 2nd. Very close race for third and fourth, and Jim Ott gonna grab that spot. Darren Clement, after capturing the pole position, leading a ton of laps here tonight, he's gonna fall back to the second place across the line. Jim Ott gonna round out your podium drivers. What a night, what a race here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway race fans. We're gonna step away for a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and give this man a little bit of time here. Let's go ahead and see the smoke show out of that Ayers Eye Racing Paints number 30. Again, gonna melt the tires for the fans in the stands. We'll be back, race fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Coming back trackside live at the end of tonight's All-In 125 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're going to go ahead and dive right in to our post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with one tired man out there. Let's see if we can't have a quick word with Jim. It's Dave in the booth. You got me? Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid run here tonight? Solid run last night. Did you catch any sleep on the flight across? Well, I want to talk about a little bit of a turnaround on the season for you. Daytona not quite playing out the way that you would have liked it here tonight, walking away with a podium. Do you feel that the team's turning the corner, or was it just, it's Daytona? It's kind of like, saying it's just Dega.
I expect the worst, and it is what it is. But honestly, as far as the momentum, I'm picking up from last season, from the last string of playoff races. That's where I feel I'm at right now. Very, very confident, and feel we got good speed week in, week out. So, really happy with that.
Absolutely, you can't be mad with a consistent pace week in and week out. And Jim, my man, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll look forward to catching up with you over the next few weeks here in the Xfinity Series. But for now, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Yeah, Dave. Of course, our league, our admins, our sponsors, and appreciate everything you do up there. Enjoy watching these replays back, and I appreciate friends and family for watching.
Absolutely. Well, my man, again, congratulations on the podium finish here, not just tonight, but last night at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Performance Truck Series. And Jim, I'm sure we'll catch up with you again.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it. Jim Ott got the microphone plugged in, and we got things set up and ready to go. You heard a little bit of the thoughts coming out of that Ford crew. Happy with the way that the season is going, riding some of the wave of momentum from last year still. Walking away in third here tonight, driver inside the Auto Owners Insurance Machine, Jim Ott. And that's going to bring us right along the line. Why don't we talk to the driver that walked away with the podium here tonight, finishing second. Let's see if we can't grab a quick word with the 32 of Darren Clement. It's Dave. You got your ears on, bud?
Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Not much, just doing what I do up here, watching y'all race your tails off and sitting up here and having a nice cold cherry Coke. It's beautiful.
I know the Bush sponsor couldn't come with me this week out to Vegas. We had to put K&N on the car again.
See, you like how I threw the little drink in there, made you think for a second, huh?
Oh, yeah. I know that car was, on the spectrum of the TV all last season, and I debated running it again this year.
I hear you. Well, we talked about Jim having solid runs last night at Charlotte as well as tonight. You ventured off into the trucks last night again, and not so much of a good finish. How you feeling after being able to walk away with a solid podium here tonight?
Oh, definitely good, man. Daytona, my gas man didn't show up. I probably would have been up here visiting you at the end of that one had he showed up. So to come out here to Vegas this week and, lead some laps and stretch out, everything that happened. And I fumbled on that last pit stop.
Well, fumbling's allowed as long as you don't turn it over. I mean, that's what my coach used to say.
Yeah, the only thing we turned over was the lead, but overall it was a good race tonight.
Absolutely, my man. I couldn't agree with you more. Heck of a finish for you here tonight, turning things around from the way it went down at Charlotte Motor Speedway last night for you in the Truck Series. Congratulations on a solid podium. Congratulations on the pole position here tonight as well. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, any special thanks out there?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to thank Ron Schutte out there, for giving me the 30s qualifying set of tires, so I could get that pole position. Thanks, Shoot. I appreciate that. And then I'd like to thank the wife for letting me come down here and do this every Wednesday and Thursday night, and the boys here at Swift Motorsports, you Dave up there in the booth, and the boys over at East Coast Motorsports.
All right, my man. Well, again, it's always a pleasure catching up with you in the post-race interviews. Always a pleasure watching you out there on the track, and we'll look forward to catching up with you a little bit later on throughout this year. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it. Darren Clement, happy with the way things are starting to trend for him here in the Xfinity Series. A little bit of a rough go at Daytona, rough go last night with revisiting the Truck Series, but tonight, Clement walks away in second. And, well, that's going to bring us back to the driver that walked away with the checkered flag. You heard from everybody else here tonight. Now it's this guy, Justin Gann. Man, you got me. You got your ears on. You got your volume up. Everything plugged in.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Walk us through the race, man. You were what happened there? You qualified up near the front, and then you pitted on that caution, and that put you well behind the field. How was it making your way through the field, and how did you end up in the top spot towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad getting through the field. Everybody's pretty respectful here. So, just thinking fuel strategy, really, I knew we were pushing it there on the fuel to make all the runs. Um, so I just didn't want to chance my fuel at all. And so I decided to pit, put myself, I dropped back about 10 spots, but I made them up fairly quick. So, um, really, really, my goal was to stay out and have fresher tires than everybody that first run, and it didn't work out too well. Think I was still about 3 seconds off from Darren by the time I made it up there. So I decided I had to change my strategy, and somehow, just somehow, I just managed to get up there. I didn't think it was going to happen tonight.
Well, sneaking a little NOS into the fuel has always helped, or at least it's helped me in my past. So can't fault anybody but the fuel man for not getting it in the other drivers' cans, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was pulling some time on them. I felt like I had pretty good, long car tires on there. So I tend to have some pretty good times looking at everybody's lap times. They're around the 20 lap mark. So I was just hoping I could pick off a little each run, and I was able to do it.
Absolutely. Well, my man, again, congratulations on the first win of season number 4. And, well, you know the drill, so here you go. Mike's yours.
Yeah, I got to thank first off thank my team 4X for definitely all the support that we all give each other through these races. We had a good start to the season, and another win for 4X. So we're definitely excited there. Got to thank Ayers iRacing Paints for sponsoring the car tonight. So always got to give a shout out to him. Um, got to give a shout out to Silverback Tax Solutions for sponsoring the series this season. Tax season's coming up, so definitely go check them out. And thank all the admins in the background, and thank you, Dave, for putting on the broadcast.
Well, we appreciate you for allowing Turn 3 Racing Network to bring all the great racing action here at Swift to the masses. And again, Justin, congratulations on the first win. I believe that's going to go ahead and catapult you to the point standings lead when we hit the track again next week. So enjoy this one, go celebrate, and we'll catch up with you again later throughout the year. What do you say?
That's what I like to hear.
All right, until then, my man. All right, there you have it. That was Justin Gann walking away with the top spot here tonight. Driver inside of that 30 Ayers iRacing Paint sponsored RB Custom Rigs Ford Mustang. Getting the job done here for Swift Motorsports. BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. What a night. What a race. Great race pace there at the end. That was quite a show to watch unfold towards the front. And right there for second and third, also a crazy good battle coming to the end of tonight's race. And you can hear those familiar tunes and sounds in the background. So producers ready to roll down the unofficial race results here tonight for the all-in 125 here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Driver capturing the flag, walking away with the race win, the 30 of Justin Gann. 32 of Darren Clement gonna slot home in second, third place here tonight, rounding out your podium drivers. The 4 of Jim Ott. Jason Ayrson walks away from the track in fourth. Fifth place goes to Jason Stewart, and David Elliott slots home in sixth, while the Double O Depends Machine walks away from the track in seventh. Tommy Haynes in eighth. Ninth place belongs to Mike Rominger, and rounding out your top 10, the Texaco Havoline 56 of John Wimbish. Gary Wells walks away in 11th. Gary May back there in 12th. John Peel finishes in 13th. 14th spot tonight to Jarrett Lipstrower, and Ron Schutte walks away in 15th. The 21 of Brandon Freeze. 16th on track tonight. Todd Cray with some trouble. He'll finish 2 laps down in the 17th position. 18th spot tonight belongs to Stephen Ayers Jr. 19th on the Speedway, Jeff Gluckner. 20th to Austin Alberton. 21st and final spot in the running order here tonight, the 5 of Chad Osborne. Big hats off, tip of the cap, and you're welcome to both our race control and admins down the hall in the tower, keeping all the drivers straight. A little bit of a slow night for them, but that's how they like to go about it. Andy Starcher, Don Kidder over there in the race control. Appreciate everything you've done here tonight and everything you'll do all season long. We couldn't do it without you guys keeping all of these drivers straight. And man, we're going to be in to get ready and set to go back once again, back across the country. We're going to fly back to Atlanta Motor Speedway for next week's races on Monday and Tuesday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So there again, if you haven't already, continue to join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell, get notified anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. 7 days a week, great racing action, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. And with that being said, as always, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.